And what's up, everybody? How's it going? How is everybody doing? I hope your week is off to an amazing start as we begin a new week under a new sun, maybe, I guess you could call it. Did anyone catch the solar eclipse? I certainly did. I didn't buy any of the fancy stuff, but I sat outside as the whole thing happened and did some work outside and enjoy the beautiful weather. What about you all? Sound off in the comments. I see Christy is in the comments as well as Darren and Thomas. What's up? I see Mr. Bocock is in the comments as well. He said he stared at the sun and now he sees spots. Well, I tell you what, guys, we have got a loaded show, so we're going to go ahead and just head straight into it, but not before we take care of our sponsors. First up, of course, is DEB Concerts, who proudly proclaims, "I want to rock," and rock he does. Now, rock he will be doing, because he's got a little event coming up here in a couple of weeks. Faster Pussycat with special guests Dime Store Riot. You can catch those folks at Rocklahoma this year. But first, you can catch them just here in a couple of weeks on the 24th. It's a Wednesday, boys and girls, so it's a school night. Tickets are on sale now. It's going to be at the Shrine, one of my favorite venues to catch local music. So happy. I can't wait to see Dime Store Riot and Faster Pussycat. He will also be one of the stages. He hosts the DEB concert stage inside of the Roadhouse. I'm not sure what portion of the Rocklahoma 2024 lineup is going to be on his stage, but we will be getting that information to you soon and let you know who's going to be playing where and what day and all of that good stuff. So just make sure you stay tuned right here on Surviving Rocklahoma, and make sure you check out DEB Concerts on Facebook, and check out debconcerts.com. Make sure you get your tickets now. Also, folks, I want to give a huge shout out to At Your Service Rentals, your official purveyors of the Poo Shacks, the place that gives you the place to have your confessional at Rocklahoma. It's a trend that has been going several years past, is the porta potty journals. Can't wait to see what everybody's experiences from this year. But if you would like your own portable restroom, so you're not staring on a phone and have to share the facilities with half the campgrounds, well, I tell you what, they are doing reservations now. So head on over to aysrentals.com. You can get your own portable restroom for your campsite. You can even get you a swimming pool too. The last couple of years, it has been very hot on Labor Day, and those swimming pools make a world of difference. Even if you're not swimming in them, just after a long, hot day, stick your feet in there, kick back, relax, enjoy some wonderful company with your friends, and it'll instantly melt hours off of your day. Trust me, that is a tip from me, and I swear by it. Now, but you don't want to be caught like that guy over there, waiting in line in the middle of the night. Hey, buddy, what are you doing over there?
Dinner was full.
Yeah, well, he didn't call At Your Service Rentals. Now, we also want to give a shout out to Rockavet, the nonprofit group that we have been working with for several years. Over the last couple of years, we've given away over 72 passes to not only Rocklahoma, Born and Raised, and other music festivals and concerts as well, because Rockavet they believe in spreading the medicine that is music and getting our vets and active service personnel that medicine that is music, and we salute you folks. Now, also remember, folks, if you would like your war face featured right here on Surviving Rocklahoma, shoot me email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. We'd love to give our shout outs to the military, and Remember, rank and designation doesn't matter. We just love to show your patriotism as we give our thanks for those men and women who have risked it all for us to be able to rock and roll and live life to the better. Life, what was it? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of rock. That's the phrase I was looking for. Now, also, folks, I want to give a shout out to the Rocklahoma bitches. These girls are always bringing an amazing time at Rocklahoma. They are staples of the music scene, and even at born and raised, they don their cowboy hats and become the redneck bitches. Well, they've donated guitars in years past that we've gotten signed by the folks that we interview at the music festivals, and we've given them away to lucky people who support the show and go the extra mile. We'll let you know this year or here soon when we decide what we're going to be doing for this year. But be sure you give a lot of love to the Rocklahoma bitches. Also want to give a huge shout out to photography by Angel Lee. She is my official photographer as we have become the official podcast of Rocklahoma several years ago. And she has also been accompanying me on my travels across the country. Last year, we went to Rock Island in Key West, Florida. And we had such an amazing time covering that music festival that we decided, you know what, we got to do a road trip again. So this year, here in just like 3 weeks, we're going to be leaving for Daytona, Florida for Danny Wimmer Presents Welcome to Rockville. And she's going to be right there beside me, capturing the sights and sounds of our road trip. We're also going to clear a day so we can get a little bit of the sights of Daytona. Now, we weren't able to secure media for this event, but we are still going to be covering it as fans, and we are still going to be bringing you some amazing content and show you how they do it down in Florida. Also want to give a shout out to the Big O Bus, bringing a busload of debauchery to a festival near you. You can't miss them in the Rocklahoma campgrounds. A couple of buses with a pole on the back, loud music, a large group of people, and it just looks like spring break in Pryor, Oklahoma. Well, that would be the Big O Bus. Absolutely love the crew, and they're not just Rocklahoma. They're also at another festival near you. Next stop for them, though, is going to be Rock the River. June, what is the dates on that? They're going to be out there June 13th through the 16th. And then, of course, they'll be with us over at Rocklahoma Labor Day weekend, followed by Rock the Equinox. So they're going to be all over the place. You guys have got to check them out. And lots of love to Shannon and crew, Daniel and all of you at the Big O Bus. Now, folks, if you would like to link up with the show, if you'd like to sponsor the show or our travels, shoot us an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. Tell me a little bit about your business and what we can do for each other, how I can help you and how you can help us as we serve this local music community. Now, after we cover the bills, as we just did, we like to begin every show by cracking open a cold one. And I went traditional today. We've been popping open new beers each and every week, but it's been a while. I went to a certain bonfire over out in the middle of nowhere, Cherokee County here, along with folks from Red Baron et al. We also had Christy and Fallon and Jason and Daniel, and we had just so many Rocklahoma camps represented in our little spontaneous get-together that we just kind of got together and just missed each other so much. And we made some plans. We're going to have some fun this year at Rocklahoma. Anyway, I got to drinking on my good old yellow bellies, and so I think that's what I'm going to continue on tonight. So I'm going to be opening up one of my usual Yellow Bellies. And this week's cheers, as always, we want to give a shout out to Prior Liquors, Wines, and Spirits. Cheers, everybody. So, with that being said, folks, we're talking a lot about Rocklahoma this weekend, and I wish everybody could have made it out. And if you couldn't, I understand. But you know, we have a lot of things to talk about in the last week. Now, news broke last week that Danny Wimmer Presents had invested in Rocklahoma. Now, yours truly, myself, I was also caught a little bit by surprise. I didn't really totally know everything that was going on. I hated to speak too much on it because, you know, I didn't want to give any wrong information, which to my understanding, we did not. However, I think as we get into the season, we kind of realize the way things are going to work, and it's not an outright buyout, but yes, they have invested in Rocklahoma. They partnered up with Rocklahoma, and they're going to be helping to run the festival and all of that good stuff. So it's not like, hey, I sold it and bye. It's nothing like that, guys. So I only bring all of this up because there has been some confusion. Oh, and people, anytime you hear somebody else is coming in, well, that means they're going to change a lot of things. And there has been a change or two, you know, in the generators. But guys, no decision that Rocklahoma makes comes lightly. It's not like they say, you know what, I don't like the size of that, and I don't like the way those look. We're going to get rid of those. It's nothing like that. They take into account specialists and, you know, all the team and the whole partners and everything. So they listened to what everyone had to say, and they went ahead and flexed that from the 4K to the 6K. So I know it's not ideal for everybody. I know it's not what everybody wants, but a lot of consideration went into those decisions, and it's just kind of, don't shoot the messenger, right? But aside from that, you know, everything's going to be the same, and it's still going to be very much the same festival. Things may look a little different as far as you might see a DWP logo here and there. You might, who knows what the cosmetics is going to look like yet this year. I know in years past they've done more for the branding and bringing pretty things to look at and stuff, as well as upgrades to the facilities and such. Now, last year, before Rocklahoma, Dave gave me a tour of some of the updates and the upgrades that they had been making on the facilities, and I can't wait to see what they've got going on this year. Now, with all of that being said, folks, this lineup, I am so in love with it. Avenged Sevenfold. You ask anyone that has been coming to Rocklahoma with me for more than a year or two, because I have been begging to see Avenged Sevenfold on our lineup. So that makes me so beyond happy. And Slipknot was the first band that I got to photo for Rocklahoma. And so that's going to be amazing to send out my staff photographer this time and let Angel of Photography by Angel Lee capture the photos for me while I sit back and watch the show. And the advantages of being the boss, right? Also, we got Clutch, Anthrax, Nothing More, Kerry King. There are also some locals, and I am so excited to see them, including Eyebolt and Dime Store Riot. And you know what? I tell you what, I have been flapping my gums long enough. We've paid some bills. We're talking about a Rocklahoma lineup. What do you say that we feature one of your Rocklahoma bands. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the newest track from Store Riot with Shadow Life. And that was Store Riot with Shadow Live. Give them some love, y'all. Give them some love. Give them some love. That studio audience helps out there a little bit. You know what, folks? I tell you what, we have been doing some depth updates on not only our Rocklahoma news, but also the campgrounds map. Now, I started to show you all this map last week, but I was having technical difficulties. But I have got an amazing couple of people that help me with the map, and because of them, I can actually, it's actually working. And so let me get you to where it's at, and there it is. It up to the right size so it fits the screen. There we go, folks. So if you are wondering where all the parties and all the cool stuff is, well, that's going to be at the Rocklahoma Survival Guide. Now, on that comes up, a general overlay of the property. And yeah, I know I need to update the logo there, but you get the picture. You see where how the layout is. Now, we've also got a couple of other cool features with it this year. Thank you again so much, Darren, for your hard work on the map, as well as helping out with the website. Now, you can download a copy of the map if you need, in order for you to keep on your phone for when you're out in the campgrounds, and there's no signal or anything. We've also got, your layouts and such, and a directory of all of the parties. That way you know exactly where to go. Now, remember, folks, anytime you're walking about the campgrounds, there's a couple of things to note. Now, common courtesy is to BYOB. Most times you go anywhere, just plan on bringing your own refreshments. That way you're not showing up at other people's campsites looking for refreshments. Now, you can't be handing out alcohol anyway, so it's just safer to bring your own beer, or alcohol, or whatever you're imbibing on anywhere you go. Now, grab you one of those little hydration backpacks or something, cooler backpacks, something like that, folks. Now, also, be courteous of your camp hosts. Now, we get to do all of these shenanigans that we do in the campgrounds because we do our very best to, police ourselves and hold ourselves up to a standard that doesn't create problems for Rocklahoma or its owners, or the folks whose names on the insurance whenever they have to pay that. I'm saying that, folks, just be sure that you take care of yourselves. Read the frequently asked questions so you know exactly what you can and can't do, and you're not causing any problems. Now, the big thing to remember, folks, is adhere to the camping spots. They're designated. Whenever you get there, there's going to be a wooden sign, and there's also going to be an orange flag. It's very obvious where your property lines end. So that the more you encroach on other people's, the more they're forced to encroach on someone else. Now, standard campsites, for those of you who don't know, are 20 foot by 40 foot. Now, that's all of them. Okay, that's VIP, SNVIP. We have the exact same campsite setup as those in GA. So thank you, Christy. The red flags, sometimes you never know, they might be sun bleached and turn orange anyway, but I digress. All the campsites are the same. There's no electricity, there's no water. I don't care what you've heard, what you've been told. Each campsite is basically just a patch of grass. Now, that's what you need to plan on. Now, at this stage, now that everybody's getting their campsite settled, I know there was some growing pains with some of that process for some. Again, not my circus, not my monkeys. I can't help you there. But once you get, now that you know how many campsites you're going to have, if you're going to have a single or if you're going to have multiple, put your stuff together. then you can go to those floor planners and whatnot and figure out what all you're going to want to bring and stuff. So if you're going to be doing a campsite party like some of these other folks, just know that it does carry a bit of a responsibility. You have a responsibility to watch out for your guests and protect those folks who come in. So please remember, just as much as it is the responsibility of everyone to be courteous of your campsite hosts, please also remember, if you don't want a bunch of people at your campsite, you're probably not going to want to get listed on the campsite map. So just saying, once you put your stuff out there, you're out there. Now, with that being said, we've got different things. They're color coded between save sites, and we've got all kinds of really cool things. This is a wonderfully done map. Thank you so much, Darren. I don't have time to actually go through and explain all of it. Folks just got to go to the website, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. You can also see the full spreadsheet there, and that'll let you know where everything's in. You hold your control button if you're on a computer, and you can zoom in or out, or if you're on a mobile device, you can just pinch your screen or to zoom in or out. Now, there's also a couple of other things, including the best campsite ballot, as well as you can see who's currently entered in for best campsite. Now, folks, this is back by popular demand. I started doing this several years ago, and our first winners were Camp Morningwood, and then Camp Corruption won the year after that, and the Big Old Bus has won two back-to-back times following that. But everybody gets such a kick out of it, and I've entertained the notion of calling that good enough, but folks said, no, please keep doing it. Let's expand it. So this year we're going to have multiple categories. We're going to have a best overall camp. We're also going to have best new camp and a couple of other categories. So just check out this website on survivingrocklahoma.com and click on the survival guide. This is very much a work in progress, folks. If you've got ideas, if there's something you would like to see done or listed, shoot us an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. Look at that. We even got the flyers up. So that's freaking awesome. Thank you so much to Fallon and Darren for y'all's hard work. That is so much fun. Dance party. Wow. So much things going on. So with that being said, folks, we do have Rocklahoma coming up, but we've got a couple of other things coming up before that. Now, in order to make the show's next appearance, I've got to sit here and beg for your change. So I tell you what, the best way, just like any band or anything, they support your local camps, or your local music. But we're also selling some merch. Now, we got this cool shirt here that I'm wearing, courtesy of Metalcore Clothing. They made these shirts for me back for my benefit, and I've still got several left. I've also got the official podcast of Rocklahoma, and I tell you what, you like this? You like that little the skull, the tribal skull with the Surviving Rocklahoma? Well, Metalcore Clothing has linked up with us, and we're going to be selling some shirts with that logo as well. And for the next month, all proceeds are going to be funding our trip to Daytona for Welcome to Rockville. And I'm going to tell you all a little bit more about Welcome to Rockville. But first, I've got some folks who rocked the box, and I think it's time for another music break, folks. So I tell you what, check out this tune. And that was Aether with Lucidity, who rocked the box just last week. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that band. Give them some reactions, folks. Let's see it. Let's see it. Give them some I absolutely love that band. Now, they will be playing at coming up. See where I lost the note, but yeah, they rock the box, folks. Check them out on Facebook and anywhere you get your podcasts. Now, I was talking a little bit about what is coming up for us here in just a couple of short weeks. More bands than I can possibly see, and that would be Rockville. Welcome to Rockville, and I mean, this is just one day. This is just one day. One day. Motley Crue, Judas Priest, Anthrax, Disturbed, Mudvayne, Skillet, Machine Head, Of Mice and Men, Biohazard, Lacuna Coil, Stabbing Westward. I just heard that on the Rockville playlist yesterday and about freaked because I missed that one. So much memories to Stabbing Westward. Let's not forget about ICP, and I was told by a few people that I have to sacrifice part of my rocker card because I am opting out of Judas Priest for ICP. But I've seen Judas Priest multiple times with different frontmen, and I have not seen Insane Clown Posse. That's on my bucket list. So, yeah, this is going to be nuts. Now, that's just day one. We still got, over the next the next weekend, Jelly Roll, who, by the way, just cleaned house on the CMT Awards last night. Congratulations, Jelly Roll. Super humble, super gracious guy. He was super cool. When we got to visit with him ever so briefly a couple of years ago at Rocklahoma. The biggest one coming off of my bucket list is Foo Fighters, as well as Greta Van Fleet, and what was the other one I saw on there the other day that I flipped out. I went over the moon because I haven't seen them in forever. Clutch. Yeah, I haven't seen Clutch in forever. And Helmet is playing. My first concert in 1997, Edgefest. Helmet was the headliner. So I saw that come up on the Rockville playlist. And, man, memory lane. But that's what music is all about, right? And that's why we love covering music festivals. Because when you go to a music festival, you're just instantly jumping into a large family, and everybody is there for the same reason. We're just a bunch of heavy metal hippies, and we just want to forget about our day-to-day lives and just jam out, rock out, and enjoy the love. And I just can't wait to see it. We, once again, are going to be traveling across the country. It's going to be an 18-hour drive, I understand. So, folks, if you would like to support our trip, you can do so by either buying some merch or shoot us an email at survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com, and we'll get you some details. Now, we've also got a couple of things coming up. Let me get to the screen. I was going to show you some events. We're chugging right along here in the show. I'm interested. There we go. Now, I can get the flyers off. There we go. We also want to give a huge shout out to the Tulsa Music Stream, who are going to be catching up with an amazing band that's going to be playing Rocklahoma this year, Eyebold. They are definitely a band you're going to want to watch. We sat down with them last year in the media tent, and they were an absolute blast. They're going to be catching up with the Tulsa Music Streams this Thursday at 6 p.m. Now, Thursday, also that same night at the Hard Rock Hotel, Sublime with Rome. April 12th in Tahlequah. Now, folks, if you are into crawfish Cajun food. Well, I tell you what you need to do. You need to come to Tahlequah, Oklahoma for the annual Crawfest at Croner and Bear Pub. My favorite restaurant are doing the crawfish boil. Also, we got Texas Hippie Coalition coming up this weekend, this Saturday at the Diamond Ballroom at 6 p.m. That next night, 89th Street in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City goes punk with Pinata Protest, Total Chaos, and ACDZ. I don't know that one. I never heard that one. Wednesday, April 17th, Death Clock Mutilation on a spring night. We got a lot of stuff coming up, folks, including a couple of music festivals as well. June 15th through, or excuse me, what is the dates again? 13th through the 16th, Rock the River. It's just around the corner. Rehab is going to be in town along with Flaw and Scott Austin of Saving Abel. Now, Texas Hope, the Texas Hippie Coalition will be bringing the whole family as well to the campgrounds, as well as City of the Week, The Lonely Ones, and a whole host of other locals. We had the first one last year, and it was an absolute blast. We did sell out just about all of the float trips for the big float on Saturday. So if you got your own personal flotation devices, you can bring those as well. Then way you don't have to rent them, and then all you got to do is shuttle up to the top. But last year it was very much like our Rock Family Summer Camp, and John and the gang absolutely loves how we do our camps and everything like that, and he just was so happy to have us all, and he's so looking forward to having everybody back. Now, we are going to be doing a live stream on the 20th of 4/20. We will be back at Sparrowhawk Camp as we talk with John Townsend and a few others about all things Rock the River. So be sure that you follow Surviving Rocklahoma and you stay tuned, because we're going to have a lot more content coming up as well. Now, this band is not playing one of those festivals, but they rocked the box, and I've had a few folks in the comments asking for something a little bit harder. So I tell you what, folks, here is the Raven and the Bear with Left or Right.
She said, where do we go? Where do we go? I can't see the way. I don't know.
And that was The Raven and the Bear with Left or Right. You got to check them out. I've seen them several years ago at the Blackbird on Pearl, and these guys have just such a unique way of doing their music, and I absolutely like them. Give them a lot of love, y'all. Give them some love in the comments. Let's see those reactions. Yes, that was The Raven and the Bear. Check them out on Facebook or anywhere that you get your streaming media. Now, we've been talking quite a bit about just a little bit of everything. Now, we have, let's see, we've got our road trip going on. Now, we love to support local music, folks, and I like to stop the show as we wind down each episode and just, take a moment to say, well, thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support as you tune into these live streams, share amongst your friends, and check out these the musicians that reach out and say, hey, we would love for you to feature our music. Now, you say you're one of those bands, you would like your music featured here on the show. Well, I tell you what, it's easy. All you got to do, shoot me an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. And if you're going to be playing in the area, well, we want to know where you're playing as well. So throw that in the email as well, too. Now, I've been sharing a link as of late, thanks to my good friend Darren for putting together some forms. And we've got a form that you can fill out and include your flyers and such. We're going to be updating the website soon, if that makes things easier for you folks, because in my end, it generates like an EPK that makes it super easy for me to read and let folks know where you hail from, because we've got folks in the comments that want to know, hey, where's this band from? And they want to know more about you guys. So we'd love to introduce you to a ravenous audience. Now, I also want to give, remember, folks, anywhere you are tuning in, please remember to like, follow, subscribe, and those numbers do matter, folks. So please make sure you do that. Now, we also want to pay homage to our sponsors. We've got a couple coming up. We've got DEB Concerts, and we've also got At Your Service Rentals. And remember, folks, you can head on over to aysrentals.com and reserve your own portable restroom or swimming pool for your campsite right now. Now, Rockavet, we have also been doing a promotion with Rockavet for the last couple of months. It's going to be ending in May, probably when we get back from our trip. Now, what we do each and every episode, we give a special code word that our veterans can write down. Now, the winner, that is not the right code word. Once you write down the code word, remember, you want to save them, because at the end of the promotion, we're going to be picking a couple of people with the most correct code words, and you're going to win a couple of passes to Rock the River 2024 here in Tahlequah on the Illinois River at Sparrowhawk Camp, and this week's code word is Marines. Let me fix that. The code word is Marines, plural. So if you need to know what previous week's code words are, you can just simply go back and watch a rerun, man. And we will, you can collect all of those. And we want to see a great turnout as we give away a couple of passes to veterans to Rock the River, courtesy of Rockavet. Thank you so much, Jason and crew. I love working with you guys. Now, also want to give a huge shout out to the Rocklahoma bitches who are keeping the party alive in the campgrounds. You can't miss them. Lots of love to Christy and Kimber. Thank you so much for supporting our podcast. Also want to give a shout out to the big old bus, bringing a busload of debauchery to a Rocklahoma or a music festival near you. Be on the lookout for them. Check them out on Facebook so you can see what they've got going on this year for Rocklahoma 2024, as well as Rock the River. Also, once again, I want to give a huge shout out. She's in the comments, Rebel Angel of Photography by Angel Lee, who is going to pretty much the only other reason that I'm able to make it to Florida. So teamwork makes the dream work. So she has got amazing photos on her Facebook page, Photography by Angel Lee, and you never know what kind of photo sets she can do for you all. So make sure you reach out to her and she can figure out what you're looking for and what she can do for you guys. She will be with us this year at Rocklahoma 2024, as well as Rock the River and Rock the Equinox. So, folks, once again, we appreciate you all tuning in to the live stream. We are going to be getting into a lot of different things, so just keep on shooting us emails. If you got something to share with the show, shoot us an email, rock the box. And remember, all of our veterans and active service personnel, send your warface, subject warface, to survivingrocklahoma at gmail.com. But you know what, folks, until next time, stay on the positive side of life. And as always, rock on.